Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Forex Focus, where we talk all about mastering the art of trading with a strong mindset. What is up, OFP Nation? How are you guys doing today? If you are here live, please let us know in the comments so that we can say hello to you. Let us know what your name is and where you are from. Nick, are you with me today?
Yes, I am.
Beautiful. We are here and we are live. And we are really looking forward to today's topic, which is all about turning your setbacks into stepping stones in your trading journey. Actually, this topic could be addressed really with anything in life, turning any setback that we go through and into a stepping stone into something greater for ourselves. So we're going to kind of dive into that a little bit more today. But before we do, we're going to give a few traders a few minutes to join us live. And we'll give you some times to leave us comments and let us know where you're from. Hi, Nimra. Nimra, is that how you say your name? Welcome. Where are you from? Please let us know where you are from. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before, but you can let us know where you are from. And then before we get started, we'll wait another minute or so before we dive into today's topic. And if you're new here, what Nick and I typically do is we just have a topic of discussion that we want to talk about that's relating more so to our mindset in trading, our psychology. And we kind of bounce back different questions and kind of talk about the topic and address the different questions, and whether it's questions we have for each other or questions that we have from our audience. But we love kind of just sharing our thoughts and things that we've learned. So welcome. And we are going to, Nick, do you have everything on your end as far as the questions? Do you see them? I know they're a little clustered all together.
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay. All right.
I'm well
All
prepared.
right. Well, we don't want to let too much time pass by, before we get into this topic. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the saying trading is easy, but it's not simple. And the thing that is so funny is for a lot of us, we start trading because it seems like a easy way to maybe make some extra money from home, or a really exciting way to position ourselves to make a lot of money, right? And to change our lives. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of us start trading. But it doesn't take very long before we realize that this is not the easiest journey. And trading can really be simple, but at the same time, it could also be very challenging. And most traders don't make it because of the challenges, especially on a mental, psychological place. So we're going to kind of dive in and we're going to just roll on into the idea of our mindset and the power behind taking the setbacks that we experience and turning them into stepping stones for greater success in our trading. So Nick, let's talk. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Talk to me.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. So why would you, if you were explaining something to somebody, why would you say that it's important for them to consider shifting their mindset towards losses, right? When it comes to which is a major part of what many of us experience, right? We experience losses. And for some of us, we experience losses for a long time before we start to experience any real gains. So why would you say it's important to shift your mindset around that?
It kind of reminds me of something I saw on Instagram though. It was showing the 1%, then the 13%, then the 43%, something like that. So the 43%, it was like a bow and arrow. So the 43% could not even try like to pull the bow to shoot the arrow and everything like that. Then like 13% would only maybe like try once or twice, and they didn't hit the bull's eye in the middle, yeah, the target. And then they fell from that, and then they just stopped. Whilst the 1%, it was like 20 shots, and they finally hit the bullseye, the target. And yeah, from there, it was just consistency throughout. So it's the same with losses. Losses are feedback, I would say, to a trader. They tell them what's working and what isn't. So if you take, for example, like you may be just losing like for 3 months on straight, you've probably been blown your account and everything. That's literally feedback on your system or your trading psychology between the two. There are some who have like a great trading psychology, but their system is the worst. So they execute at the right time, they exit at the right time, and everything like that. Whereby there are those who they probably have a great system, but psychologically they struggle. So you can see that from the feedback you're getting from your losses. You literally even see if maybe you may have back tested that you may have been up 13%, then when you check your actual results, you're down 50%. So it just shows a lot because you go through things. You want to say, oh no, I have confidence in this trade, but you shouldn't really have confidence in that trade because anything can happen and will happen if if your system, even if your system is good, but just because the market is unpredictable, yeah, you just need to keep that in mind. But obviously, I would say losses are feedback to your trading, and you need to take them seriously, yeah, in order to progress.
Um, that is like a really good observation because it kind of is centered around having a growth mindset. Uh, you know, um, so when you're shifting your mindset from kind of, I guess, taking your losses personally, because I think sometimes as traders we can take our losses personally. So I think having the perspective of having a growth mindset helps you to refine your approach, right? When you look at it as feedback, you take that feedback and you use it to refine your approach, which then positions you for eventually finding success later on. Um, so I guess that's really
Mhm.
all it is. It's just receiving the feedback and then readjusting, and it's just like this continual process. Um, I like that thought though, the thought of viewing it as feedback.
Yeah.
So how can traders shift their mindset to see losses as learning opportunities rather than failures?
Okay. Yeah. It goes back to what I already said about
Yeah.
feedback. So just to add on to that, it's more of like shifting the mindset. So um how can I put it? Like anything you do, you gotta fail at it. So if you come in with that mindset, especially in trading, then you can go far. Like if you know, like of course I am going to fail. I need to learn from this. This is an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and see where I'm getting it wrong. Yeah, rather than expecting to be right all the time, even when it's your first time. Yeah. This it reminds me of what one trader said that imagine, and most people take trading like you can just go to a shop, buy a book about trading, and they think they'll make profits just from day one. Whereby if you do that with medicine, like being a doctor, you're just going to read everything there. You're going to do heart surgery. You're going to kill the person. So don't go out there and just read one book and go on and trade your account. You're literally going to blow it. You're just going to kill your account, especially if it's all your savings that you've put in there. So it's best to take your losses as an opportunity to learn more about the markets. Yeah. Even when
I
you
guess
are like a profitable trader, you still need to learn more about the market. Why did that trade lose? Like just try and dig deeper into that rather than yeah, thinking you're the best. Yeah.
I guess I kind of look at it as reframing your mind to focus on the bigger picture, kind of like looking at like the long-term goal,
Yeah.
instead of being short-sighted or having a short-term goal. You know, I don't think trading should ever be looked at as I'm just here really quick, to get
Hmm.
rich quick, kind of. But I'm here because I want to build something sustainable. I actually was talking to a trader earlier today, and he said to me, I view my trading as a business, and it's very important for me to um, have certain things in place to ensure that my trading business has long-term sustainability. Um, so I feel like that's a great example of looking at the bigger picture. Even like,
Yeah.
how like last week we were talking about how I said how sometimes we get upset if we're on a losing streak for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months of a losing streak, right?
Hmm.
But then we had the whole rest of the year profitable. I think that's another example too of looking at the bigger picture. It's like, yes, you have a losing streak this month and maybe next month, but
Yeah.
if you're losing 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months out of 12 months, you know, you're actually still profitable at the end of the year. So I think it's all about just reframing your mind to look at the bigger picture. Don't focus so much on the loss itself or the losses themselves, but take a step back and look at the bigger picture of everything. Um, because every business has good months and bad months, you know?
Yeah.
Um, that's just that's just the way that it goes. There's really no way around that, especially with trading, because trading is a game of probabilities. So it's like what you said, there's really no telling. You can't be overconfident. You can't be confident in that trade because you just don't know, right?
Yeah, that's true. Hmm.
Patience. We often hear that it pays to be patient. Have you heard that? I've heard that.
Yeah.
So
Patience
what
pays.
so what does that mean to you?
Um, he- there's this term sitting on your hands when trading. So they say the most money you make in trading is when you sit on your hands. So it's so it's like let's just take it for example, gold, the way gold has gone up this year. Imagine you just entered a trade in January and you sat on your hands and you're just like, let's just see where this will go. That's what patience is, waiting to see where everything else will go. So that's what's required of traders most of the times because if you're not able to sit on your hands, you're going to be making losses. Because imagine if you enter a buy, then you say, oh, I think it's going to sell. Then you sell, then you get stopped out. Then you buy again, you make a little bit of profit. Then you feel it's overextended, you try and sell. You literally lost the profit you just made and it's not going your way. Then you see it drop some more, and then you're like, oh, I was right on this, is going to be a sell. Then you start selling, then it just pulls all the way back up, makes a new high, like what gold was doing. Yeah, and then it continues going up, going up, going up. And then in your mind, you're just making literally losses there, you're paying commission and everything to the broker. Yeah, rather than just sitting on your hands. So patience indeed pays when you have a right setup. You can see what can potentially happen and waiting for that to pan out. Even if it does get you stopped out, the fact is that you held it a little bit longer and you waited for your trade to either prove you wrong or prove you right. Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. I had a thought that I wanted to say.
Should have wrote
Um,
it down immediately.
I was in an interview with a trader earlier today, and I kid you not, I had two Dory moments. You know Dory from Finding Nemo? I swear
Yeah.
I had short-term memory loss. Like literally, I had it in my mind and I was going to ask him a question and then it was gone. And then I was like, "Oh, I remember now." And he was like, "Okay, great. What's the question?" And I was like, "I don't remember." I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, something's in the water. Something's in the water. Um, I love, waiting for the best setups, I think is definitely key. One of my favorite traders that I like to follow, um, he's the reason why I became a swing trader.
Uh-huh.
Um, because he would always say, "Guys, you don't need to be in the markets every day to make money." He's like, "As a matter of fact, the more time you spend in the markets, the more likely you are to lose money. Like the more you put yourself at risk losing money, you know." He's like, "All you really need to do is wait for one or two or three really good setups, and you're good. So, um, but even when you are a day trader or an intraday trader, it's like getting better at being more particular about which trades we're going to commit ourselves to, like really waiting for those setups where when we look at it, we're like, "Oh, this feels really good. This looks like an A plus setup.
Mhm.
And being patient enough to wait for that setup. Because at the end of the day, right, our job is to make sure that the odds are in our favor more often than not. So if we are impatient and trading every opportunity we think we see, it's kind of like you said, right? You're going to lose the profit you just made. So,
Yeah, that's true.
mm,
Mhm.
hmm.
What you thinking about it?
I don't know. Do you not? Well, what kind of personal experiences have you had with like lacking in patience? I'm sure you've had some over the last like
Yeah.
8 or 9 years. Is there any particular time that you can recall, like that you went through, and what was the lesson you learned from it? I'm curious to know.
I think it was on oil. Like the time when it went negative.
When was that?
That was like what, 2019, 20. Wait, was it 2019? It was during the pandemic. It was during the pandemic, 2020. Yeah, I think that's when it went negative, if I remember well. But either ways, on CFDs, like brokers, it just went to like $2. So that was like a great buying opportunity. And I just entered from 2 to $3. And I thought like maybe it's gonna move sideways or it's gonna go down some more. Yeah, but if I just let it run even just like for a whole 6 months, that would have been great profit.
Mhm.
But hey, we learn, we live another day to learn the mistakes we've made. Yeah, so that was practically that what happened. I think that's where I was not patient.
Mhm. Yeah, I think for me, it's just I can't I mean, I remember this one time, um, I don't know if it really had to do with just me I don't well, maybe it could be tied to patience because I wanted to make a lot of money in one trade.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be tied to patience instead of just letting the money build gradually. No, so I think sometimes traders, uh, they feel like taking small profits is a terrible thing, not realizing that small profits eventually compound. They
Hmm.
compound and it becomes bigger over time. And that was something I didn't understand. So I was really trying to, I didn't realize I was over leveraging at the time. I was a new trader. This was years ago. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make a lot of money on this.
Yeah.
That did not happen. Because I
Hmm.
didn't understand. There's just so much. It's so funny. This journey is so funny. It's crazy to think at how the things you learn about yourself. And you look back and you think, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was that foolish." Um,
Yeah.
but I think just for now, today, um, mm, like I'm working on getting better at being patient for see, here's the thing. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be patient and I'm gonna wait for an ideal setup, but then price doesn't pull back to where I think it might, and then it just keeps going in the direction. And I'm like, dang it, I didn't, you know, I didn't get
Yeah.
I'm like, so what do I do now? Do I get in or that's what happened
Yeah.
with gold. Like I was expecting gold to retrace deeper and it didn't. It didn't
Mhm.
do that, and so then I missed that move, and I was upset. Um, so just getting patient, being patient for that, for those retracements and waiting for that confirmation, being patient enough for your extra confirmation. Because I also can't tell you how many times I've gotten in a retracement and the retracement wasn't over. And
Yeah.
it would just keep going down. And I'm like, okay, I guess price is going to push to the next zone and it's going to push to the next zone instead of just being patient enough to wait to see, you know, a break of that downtrend, you know, and
Yeah.
more confirmation that the retracement has completed and now we're continuing the trend. Um, so that can be challenging, definitely.
Yeah, true, true, true. Yeah, you just have to also just be patient either ways. Sometimes we just wait for that pullback. And then there's also those moments where you were sort of right, if you know what I
Mm.
mean. Like you're in a trade, you got out and it reversed a different way, and then you were like, yeah, I was right on this trade. Yeah, so there's sometimes that, but those are just a few instances. It's not every time that you get out of a trade at the right time, at the right moment, and then it's all goody.
Yeah,
You, yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So it's
Woo!
always important to follow a strict trading plan, everything like that. Yeah,
Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. I shouldn't be
you must be
yawning at
tired.
12:58 in the afternoon. Um,
Hmm.
so traders, what are you guys, when it comes to patience, do you feel like you have enough patience in your trading? Do you have any experiences that you feel like you want to share as far as, how being impatient has hurt you and hurt your trading, let us know in the comments. We're curious to know your thoughts about that. And I'll give you guys a minute to respond. Um, we are just about done, with today's topic, but we definitely want to open up the floor for you guys to share your thoughts with us in the comments. Patience. Does it pay to be patient? Do you agree that it pays to be patient in trading? Let us know. Let us know. And we'll give you guys a second. Nimra, if you're still with us regarding the question about MT5, there may be updates coming about that soon, but I don't know. So just stay tuned and we'll see. All right, guys. Well, it doesn't look like anybody has any questions or anything to say, and that is perfectly okay. But we do want to say thanks for coming and hang out with us and talk to us a little bit about how we can reframe our minds to focus on how we can take our setbacks and turn them into stepping stones for greater success in our trading. At the end of the day, it is all about reframing your mind and focusing on the bigger picture. Looking at your losses as feedback. Don't take the losses personally. Understand that they are part of the journey and use the feedback to help you kind of refine your trading, refine your strategy. Use that setback as a setup for a comeback, right? Use that feedback, use that information to know how you can refine so that you can do better moving forward. Shift your mindset to focus on the long-term goal as opposed to just focusing on the short-term goal. At the end of the day, we're in this for the long haul. We're in it for long term. We're not in it for short-term success. So that is where our focus needs to be. Hey, we haven't heard from you in a while. Welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. To be honest, patience matters here. Plus, always keep in mind that you're trading someone's economy. It definitely does. It definitely does pay to be patient. So I appreciate you sharing that. If there was anything that you guys got value from today, just feel free to let us know. Share it in the comments. Invite your trader friends to come hang out with us. Next week, we are going to have some other traders with us. So it's not just going to be me and Nick. We're going to have a very interesting topic on that's kind of centered around the importance of treating your trading like a business, setting yourself up for long-term sustainability, and how all of that can really impact your mental and your psychology. We have some traders who are going to come share how they have implemented that in their own trading careers and how it's helped them tremendously. So we're really excited to talk about that because, man, we see traders make so many mistakes with their trading journey. And this is one of those things, just not planning properly to ensure long-term stability for yourself. So this is going to be a fun topic. So definitely come hang out with us. Keep your eyes open for that for next week. Yeah. Trading has me busy. Plus, I decided to tune in today. Well, welcome. Welcome back, buddy. It's always good to have you with us. So we're going to get going. Thanks again for tuning in. Make sure that you give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And remember that with Forex Focus, stay sharp, keep a winning mindset. And with Forex Focus, success is just one trade
Trade
away.
away.
One trade away. Oh, man. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Happy trading.